Entering the atmosphere in T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Omega Metroid podcast from OmegaMetroid.com. My name is Andy Spiteri, joined by my friend and yours, Doominal Crossing, with the right blue sky handle above your name this week, Doom. My apologies. Last week we did the show and I did not notice that it said Gooey Fame until like halfway through. So if you were watching on YouTube, it said Gooey Fame above your camera for a while. I do apologize.
To be honest, I didn't even notice it while I was editing, so I was surprised when everyone was pointing that out. I was like, oh, I completely missed that too, so I take no offense at all whatsoever.
That's my I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good, it happens. But yeah, been playing some more Shadow Labyrinth in my free time. I do eventually want to cover this game. Unfortunately, though, the peak time since it launched last year has definitely passed. I don't know when we're gonna get around to it, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. Is it gonna be my favorite Metroidvania of all time? Absolutely not. But it's a good time. It's got some unique aspects, and I am really enjoying this kind of twisted, dark take on like the Pac-Man and Namco universe. It's a really interesting title.
Yeah, and I think it's still like. It looks fun. I do, when the time is right and we have a break in the calendar, like that could be the next Inspired by Metroid that we play. Like it did look kind of neat. My gaming situation right now is I'm still trying to get into Outer Wilds, and it hasn't grasped me yet. And then I've got Cyberpunk after that, which I want to get to, and my God, Final Fantasy VII is coming out soon, and I got to start playing some Zelda games for the Zelda Dungeon Marathon. So lots on the go here, but I would like to play that game. Like it does look fun, and I don't need it to like reinvent the Metroidvania wheel. Like I think the concept of like cool Pac-Man is kind of neat enough to sell me on it, as long as it has like kind of solid gameplay to back that up. I feel like that's probably fine.
It's definitely solid. Like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. Yeah, it's a good time. I don't know. I feel like I'm like over the second half of the game now, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
And it kind of just switched up the gameplay on me in a way that I actually really like. So it kind of starts off kind of like Samus Returns style level design, where you're primarily doing one area and then you hit the exit and then you go to another area, and each individual area kind of has Metroidvania level design where you're backtracking within the area, but then after that you're really only going back if you want to get the hundo percent. But then at another point in the game, it does start to have that more traditional kind of branching off path where you do have like one area that kind of like hubs off into other areas, and you do kind of start to revisiting it. So it kind of has a mix of the two in what feels like this latter part of the game, and I'm definitely really digging that and kind of the way it changes things up there.
Right. Well, yeah. Like I would definitely be down to give it a go and give it a play. So yeah, I'll have to put that on the list maybe for in the latter portion of the year. So yeah, lots of games, man. Too many games to get to. Did you catch the indie? Did we actually? I think we talked last week about the indie direct because it happened the day that we recorded, right? So we don't need to cover that. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about it very briefly. So today we were recording this on Mario Day. Happy March 10th, everyone.
Yes.
And Nintendo isn't known for doing discounts, but they actually have some fairly decent discounts on some Mario and Mario themed video games. I got Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, the gold edition with all the DLC for $9. And granted, that's a Ubisoft title, so that's way more discounted than some of the other titles, but like I saw that and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna add that to the library. Don't have to think too much about that.
I will say the first Mario Rabbids game is fantastic. I haven't played the sequel.
It's really good.
It's really good.
It's really good. It's like unironically like I'm shocked how good and how high quality that game is.
As someone that's not like a Rabbids guy like at all either. Like this game is really fun.
Yeah, everything. Like the humor is on point, the gameplay is really addicting. The game has a gorgeous art direction. Yeah, it's just a win on all fronts for me. I love that first game, and yeah, now I'm gonna get around to that second game at some point as well. I also bought the Mario versus Donkey Kong remake. I absolutely love that GBA game, and actually they just added that to GBA NSO a couple days ago as well. But yeah, the remake, I'll play through that at some point. There's some additional levels in there too, so I've got that for half price. And then also got the Donkey Kong Country Returns HD as well.
Oh, nice.
That was like $20 off, so I added that to my collection too. So yeah, added some Mario, some DK to the. Oh yeah, that's right. And the big one, I finally purchased DK Bonanza. So I'm going to be playing through that at some point. A new Switch 2 title to tackle shortly in the future.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. Like I like DK Bonanza a lot. It's not Donkey Kong Country, and I think that was what I had to get over. Because that's what I wanted, was like 3D Donkey Kong Country. Like Donkey Kong 64 is just 3D Donkey Kong Country, and Bonanza isn't that, but it's really fun. And like as a sequel to Mario Odyssey, it's really fun, and I think that you'll like it for sure. Like as like a more casual DK fan, is that fair to say?
Say I'm kind of in the middle between casual and hardcore DK.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like I don't know. I don't know what would make me a hardcore. Like what differentiates a hardcore DK fan from a casual fan? I don't know.
I don't know.
All I know is that
maybe like working knowledge of like most of the core Donkey Kong games. I guess I don't even know what I'd call myself. Like I feel like I like a lot of Donkey Kong games, but
I feel like I'm a big fan of like Donkey Kong Country, but beyond, as a overall Donkey Kong fan, maybe not so much. But Donkey Kong Country, it's like hell yeah, just inject that into my veins.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, we've actually got like a pretty low stakes show today. We had we did an episode last week called "What Do We Want for Metroid 6?" and I have to say I thought that was one of our best episodes in a long time, and I think a lot of people agreed with it too. And I think the sentiment that was going around is like it was nice to be positive, and it was nice to be excited and hopeful and optimistic and all that kind of stuff. So we wanted to kind of keep that train going here today. So we're actually going to play a game. We're going to play a game called Guess That Metroid Area in 10 questions. I think 10 questions is appropriate. It's been a long time since we've brought back kind of the game show format. And this is always really popular with people kind of listening and playing along. So we're going to do that today, but we want to go to the news and talk about one of the biggest stories of the last week, and not just in the world of video games. Actually, we should also say there was another batch of like massive layoffs that took place this week, and the studio is escaping me now that I'm on the spot. Was it Blizzard? Okay.
DICE.
Well, no, like who is the company? Sorry, that.
EA. So EA owns
EA,
DICE.
okay.
Are we talking about the Battlefield layoffs?
Yeah, like there was like several studios that were kind of laid off. So EA, that's what I was lost on. I couldn't remember who was kind of the parent company, but I wanted to, just say again, that sucks, and we feel for everybody out there. It just like, man, this is not sustainable. Again, like it's just you're gonna have people choosing not to go into the video game industry because they're just like, well, I'm just going to get laid off, so I'm not going to do it. Or maybe it just maybe it's the first step in transforming video games into more indie like instead of these big AAA production. I don't know, but I know that these layoffs suck, and wanted to give a shout out to everybody out there that was affected.
And it sucks because, as a lot of people have pointed out, Battlefield 6 is the most successful Battlefield launch of all time. It's kind of the first game. Obviously, the player counts nowadays are a bit more lopsided in favor of Call of Duty, but like when that game first came out, like it was like the first time ever that like Battlefield kind of had a one up on Call of Duty for a bit. And so like a lot of people were like praising like its success. And again, it's another example of like story. Where right, yeah, another story where it's like doesn't matter if your game is successful or not, your job might still be in jeopardy. And like it's messed up. It's yeah, I feel like we're, I don't know what else to say that I don't say every
Yeah.
time we report on these stories. It sucks. It it causes low morale. It's nothing but bad news for this industry, unfortunately.
I remember Doom way back in my youth, the year 2002, and the Game of the Year awards coming out. And as you would expect, a lot of Game of the Year awards went to Metroid Prime, including EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly, which may have been the most prestigious Game of the Year award at the time in terms of kind of how well known it was and how the impact of it. But there was another Game of the Year, the Academy of Arts and whatever. And I remember being kind of PO'd because they did not give Metroid Prime Game of the Year, but instead gave it to Battlefield 1942, which was just some random run-of-the-mill shooter, but was one of the first shooters that had online play. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So that's a Battlefield and Metroid connection for anybody out there that remembers the wars of the old days and the console wars. But well, that's a very inappropriate segue I was about to make. Let's get back to the news and let's talk about the initial story that we were going to weigh in on. And we've had a lot of big battles here in the history of the Omega Metroid podcast. We've had Samus going up against Ravenbeak, against Ridley, Mother Brain. Over on the Zelda cast, we have Link against Ganondorf. It's Mario Day. Who could forget the countless Mario versus Bowser battles? But this battle might trump them all, no pun intended. We have Nintendo suing the United States government over the Trump administration's tariffs, and they demand a full refund with interest. This is a wild story and one that's just you kind of love to see it. I'm not going to pretend I will go too in depth here, but of course we all remember back when the Switch 2 was kind of gearing up to release and launch, that this is when Trump just started kind of playing hokey pokey with tariffs and saying you get a 15% tariff, you get a 30% tariff, you get a 25.2% tariff or whatever. And so obviously this caused a lot of destabilization in prices, and it's really done a number on the prices in America right now. Not just America, by the way, but worldwide. I as a Canadian that don't want anything to do with you guys, I feel it. These tariffs have really just made everything significantly more expensive, the opposite of what the Trump administration had promised that they were intending to do. And people that didn't know how tariffs work were
lied? What?
Well,
that's crazy.
You know what? Fool me once, maybe, but fool me twice. But yeah, so they did. They weren't exactly straight with the American people, but enough voters supported it to elect this administration. So, anyways, those tariffs have certainly seen they've made everything more expensive. Let's just leave it at that. And I think that you can really see that in the price of the Nintendo Switch 2, which potentially might not. Maybe it was always going to be this price, maybe not. But yeah, the lawsuit, and by the way, Nintendo is not the only company suing the United States government. They're joining some pretty big heavy hitters. There's more than 1,000 companies that are currently suing the government, including UPS, FedEx, Barnes & Noble, Costco. Nintendo might be the most high profile potentially of all the people suing, but they're certainly not the only ones. And they are suing and seeking refunds for the tariffs imposed. And geez, they are going after over the 1977 International Emergency Economy Powers Act. And there was a let me try and I'm going to read verbatim from the reporting here from Zelda Dungeon, but the sweeping global tariffs were largely struck down last month by the U.S. Supreme Court, who did, in a February 20th decision, determine that the president overstepped his authority when imposing import taxes under this 1977 IEEPA law. And so in light of the decision, a federal judge in New York did rule that these companies are eligible for refunds. And so the lawsuit is against the U.S. Department of the Treasury, Homeland Security, basically everyone that you could think of here. And Donald Trump made a comment on whatever their Twitter platform is, saying like, he kind of said the quiet part out loud, and he's like, well, if we have to pay back all these tariffs, the country will be bankrupt. And so like, we'll see where this goes. I'm not entirely sure like what is going to happen. Like this is going to be kind of ruled over or released by the Supreme Court. I would suspect that the Supreme Court is going to rule in favor with this administration, since there is a lot of this administration's appointed officials in that Supreme Court. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let them fight.
Let them fight. Yeah. I'm
actually not so sure about that, because granted, our Supreme Court is like absolutely evil. Don't get me wrong. They've actually ruled quite against on a lot of some of Trump's policies. So I'm gonna
don't give me hope.
I don't know if optimism is the right word. I'm not gonna say it's dead in the water either, though. I'll just say that.
Now I will say this, because God bless her, my co-host Allison Aletha was like, does this mean that the Switch 2 is going to be cheaper? Not a chance.
No. Absolutely not.
Not a chance. Things will, I mean, like, without getting too much into the news, I'm sure that people here have seen the price of gas, and with the big AI kind of boom, I use that word loosely, boom, but like you are going to see that those costs like stay. I would say you're going to be lucky if they stay flat. So if you have not bought a Switch 2 and you're thinking about it, you might want to do so sooner rather than later, because it could be even more expensive shortly. Who knows? But yeah, the two titans, Freddy versus Jason here, kind of going at it. So would love to see what's going on and what's going to come with this. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting story. I can't wait for Donald Trump to cut a promo against Nintendo in one of his like rallies that he does. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
I don't know if it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be some AI slop garbage or something like that, because that's like all the White House Twitter account does nowadays. So I'm guessing it's still probably. It's gonna be some dumb crap, but like I don't know. Either way,
there's Mario guy. He's just a plumber. He doesn't know anything about it. He's trying to marry a princess. Sonic. That's a great. That's a stand-up American. Mario. He's from Italy. I can't do it, Trump.
Stop.
I can't wait to see that monologue though. And I hope that it comes. So yeah, there we go. That's the latest, and we will definitely be following this story because I am very intrigued.
Yeah, I'm not one to cheer on the $1 billion corpos, but hey, Nintendo, you do what you got to do.
I'm with you. I mean, I will say like, I think for me like. As far as $1 billion corporation goes, and like I know that there's a lot of talk about like some of Nintendo's past legal action, and some people that rubs them the wrong way. I will say, and maybe I'm being a bit of an apologist here, but like I mean I think like generally speaking, like you look at Nintendo and they certainly don't operate on the same level. Like you're not reading about Nintendo laying off like all these studios. You're reading about EA doing that. And so like I do want to give like kind of credit where credit is due to Nintendo for at least kind of I don't know, I guess doing the bare minimum in that. And I'm certainly cheering for them over this administration. I'll say that for free. So there we go.
All right.
Doom, are you ready to play Guess That Metroid Area?
I'm excited. Yeah, so we've always done Guess the Metroid character, but then you proposed areas as well, and I'm like, let's do that. We've never done that before. That could be very interesting. So yeah, I'm excited.
we kind of did this once over on the Zelda cast. We did like guess that Zelda dungeon, and I think I was off that week, but it turned out to do like a pretty good show. So we're gonna see how this goes, because I don't know about you, but like I have no idea what kind of questions to ask, because like all of the character questions that we ask are just like totally out. So let's lay out the rules of engagement, and then let us start playing here. So we have 10 yes or no questions that we are able to ask our opponent here, and the opponent has to answer truthfully, of course, but that's pretty much it, actually. I guess like we have 10 questions to deduce what area we are referring to. I kind of picked 10 as an arbitrary number. We can adjust as needed. We might need 8, I don't know, but I've got a couple areas here. I've got 6 areas that I've picked, Doom, and I'm ready for you. Are you ready for me?
Sure. I have only picked one area, and I did so in my head just now. I'm probably just gonna be winging this as I go along. So yeah,
one of
I'm
us
ready.
comes prepared. One of us just wings it. Jeez.
I prefer the term improvisation myself, but you know.
One of us wrote down 6 areas a minute before the podcast started, and one of them's doing it as the show is going on. What the heck? Okay. How about this? I'm gonna start. Why don't you ask me questions, or do you want me to ask you questions first? You know what? You pick. I was gonna tee up hopefully like an easier area at the beginning, but
yeah. I think that's fair. We both start off with an easy area and then start to dig deeper after that.
I mean, who knows even what an easy area even is? Like, it's not like there's like deep cut areas. Like there's kind of, I guess that there kind of is, but not really. And you know what? We should also define something else really quickly as well, because I do think that there are a couple games that do need definitions. So number 1, I did not include any areas from AM2R, just official Metroid areas on my list. Number 2 is I also did not include any areas from Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, just because it's basically like one big area. So I don't know how we would have.
That's fair.
I think in the future we can include areas from AM2R, but and for our Metroid 2 representation if we want, but
right.
This time did not. And then for Metroid Prime Federation Force, I think that we kind of follow the Great Metroid Area ranking in that like we can talk about each planet has a bunch of missions, but I think like each planet is basically like one area.
Agreed. What about Samus Returns? Is Samus Returns also eligible? Because that technically doesn't have area names, but they're also, I feel like those areas have enough distinct features where you can say...
Oh, absolutely, yeah. All of those areas are fair game. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I'm ready. You got 10 yes or no questions. Let's go. Let's see what you got.
All right. Is this area in a 2D Metroid game?
No.
No, okay.
We should define Metroid Other M. I mean, I guess technically speaking, that is not a 2D game.
I consider that a 3D game, technically.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing since we're starting off easy, this is probably going to be something in one of the Metroid Prime games, maybe even Metroid Prime 1. I'm just going to go and say, is this area in Metroid Prime 1?
It is, yes.
Okay, gotcha. It felt right for a first round, so I could just start listing area names.
That's where we might need less questions, you know?
Like... Right. But I don't think that's fun. So I'll play around with this. Is this area indoors or actually, yeah, is this an indoor area?
Not applicable.
Is this area primarily indoors? I should say that.
Not applicable.
Not applicable.
I don't think that we want subjective questions, because my definition might be different from your definition.
Gotcha. Okay. I was thinking of like something that's like, either underground or on the surface primarily. That's kind of what I was going for, but if that's not applicable, we won't use that question then.
Yeah, I think maybe re-ask that question. Like if you reword it differently, we could probably figure it out.
Okay. Is this area located on planet Talon 4?
Yes.
Okay, so we're ruling out the. I guess I could have just asked if it was Frigate Orpheon, and that I would have gotten the same result. But I thought that would have been a more interesting question. So
It is.
so
It
one of
leaves
these
the door
areas.
open for
Yeah,
more possibilities.
exactly. Let's see. So I've asked 4 questions. Have I asked 3 or 4?
You've asked 3
questions?
questions.
3 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I asked 4 for some reason.
Well, you had the one,
Let's
but we
see.
had to throw it out.
That's right. Yes. Um, let's see. Does this area contain a boss fight?
Um. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Sorry,
there's
I
only
had
one
to
area.
think for a second.
Yeah, it's all good. I think there's only one area in the game that doesn't have a boss fight, so we're just gonna rule Magmore Caverns out.
Boss fight is
let's
going
see.
to be defined by, do we have this section in our walkthrough guide on OmegaMetroid.com?
Yes. Well, even then, I think every area in the game has some sort of boss because Talon Overworld, you got Meta Ridley, Impact Crater, you got Metroid Prime,
Yeah.
Chozo Ruins, you got Flagra, Phazon Mines, you have Omega Pirate,
Omega.
Fendrana Drifts, you got Thordis. So each
Yeah.
of the main areas. Yeah, each of those main areas you have a boss fight. And technically,
Except for
Frigate
Magmore.
Orpheon, even though we already
Magmore is
even
out.
though we already ruled that out, Frigate Orpheon does also have PQ. So
Yeah. Okay.
so we've ruled out the frigate. We've ruled out Magmore Caverns. Let's see. Is the first time you visit this area in the first half of the game? And when I say first half, I mean up to Thordis.
Yes.
Okay, so it's in the first half of the game. So
Yeah.
we pretty much got.
That really didn't rule out a lot other than Impact Crater and Phazon Mines. Although I guess to be honest, now we've only got a handful to choose from.
Right.
You could just guess whatever. Let's just.
Okay. Is it Talon Overworld?
It is Talon Overworld, the easy intro area.
I figured it was that, but I was just like, I want to play around with this. Yeah, I want to play with my food a little bit,
Yeah. Nice and easy one just to kind of get a feel for how this is gonna go. So done in 6 questions as well. So good job.
All right, thank you. I have my pick queued up for you.
Okay. Is this area from a Metroid Prime game?
No.
Okay. Is this area from a remake?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what are we talking about here? Zero Mission, we're talking Samus Returns. Let's try and nail it down a little bit then. Is this area from Metroid Zero Mission?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 questions so far. Does this area appear in more than one Metroid game?
Aside from the remakes.
Aside from the remake. So Zero Mission plus another game.
Correct, yes.
So it does? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we do need to shorten our question list because I could just guess the areas here.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so Chozodia is out. We know it's not Chozodia. But it could be any of the other areas. So let's go and ask, does this area have a fire theme to it?
It does.
By God, is this area Norfair?
It is Norfair, baby.
Yeah. Okay. This is actually kind of hard, not to get it super quickly. To be honest, yeah. You know what we might have to do? Maybe we go fusion mode, and you're not allowed to ask if it's from a 2D or a Prime game.
Ooh.
Because that's really the big delineator, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You know what? Let's do one more with that question each, and then depending on how nuts this gets, we'll go fusion mode and get rid of that question.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna rack up the difficulty a bit on my next one because I feel like those other two were way too easy for us.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've got an area for you. Like I don't know how hard any of these are gonna be because like there's only so many areas, but let's give it a shot here and let's hit it with our next area.
Mm-hmm. All right. Andy, is this does this area appear in a Mercury Steam game?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I like
that
right
good
off the bat.
Yeah. That actually narrowed it down way more than the prior 2D games. Oh boy.
I was like, should I say 2D games? And I was like, I'm gonna take a risk on that one. Okay.
It's a good risk.
Does this area appear in Metroid Dread?
Yes.
Okay.
Metroid Dread has a lot of areas.
Yeah, it is. There's quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What do I want to ask next? And pretty much every single area that I can think of has a boss fight too.
I think every area in Metroid Dread has a boss.
If we're not counting the Emmys, I don't think Dairon has a boss fight. Elan doesn't have a boss fight. No, Elan has the Chozo soldier. I'm not counting that though. I'm not counting that. I'm trying to think. No, I don't want to waste the boss fight question on that. Yeah, because there's just too many areas. I don't know, and I can't because all the areas of Metroid Dread are underground, so I can't really ask that kind of question up until you get to the very surface. Let me see. Yeah, Metroid Dread's a tough game to ask for without just like guessing area. Is this I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna start asking for random area names. Is this Ferenia?
No.
Not Ferenia.
No.
Okay. Is this area introduced before Quiet Robe's death? Take some time to think about that.
No.
Okay, so this area is introduced after Quiet Robe's death.
Yes.
Okay. So that leaves us.
I will definitively say yes.
Okay. So that leaves us with Gavarin, Elun, not Ferenia, Hanubia, and
Iterash.
Iterash. Thank you. I was like, it starts with an I. Yeah. So that's four possibilities right there. Let's see. Is this area introduced after the X-Parasite outbreak?
Good question. I'm going to say yes.
So after the X-Parasite outbreak. So that rules out Gavarin and Elan. So it's either got to be Hanubia or Iterash then. Is it Hanubia?
No.
Is it Iterash?
No. I don't think your facts are right about the X-Parasite timeline.
So okay, let's go back to that question. Did you say that this area was introduced after the X-Parasite outbreak or before? Because I might have misunderstood that.
I think it's. Oh, you know what? I lied to you. I got my facts wrong. It is introduced before the outbreak. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I'll give you a question back. I'll give you a question back.
Okay. Okay, so this area is sometime before the X parasite outbreak. Then.
Yes.
Okay, so
I
that
feel like
rules
my
out.
hesitation should probably tell you what area this is.
um,
It's been a hot minute since I've played Metroid Dread. Actually, I'm due for a replay pretty quick.
it's all good. I don't know. Is it Elon?
No, it is not Elon.
Is it Gavarin?
It is Gavarin. In 8 questions, we've
It's
done
gotta
it.
be one of those.
I was like, because I'm looking at the walkthrough on Omega Metroid, and like the Forest of Gavarin section takes place after the Elon section, and like I'm watching it, and I was like, did we get? I can't remember. Did we go there before we go to Elon?
There's only one way to Elon, and it's through Gavarin.
It's through Gav. Yeah, that's right. And I was like, oh my god, that's exactly what you do. So, sorry,
Yeah,
unreliable narrator here.
Slight mini rant. I hate the way that Adam pronounces Gavarin in this game. I think Gavorin or Gavaron would be like a way cooler pronunciated name. Gavarin just sounds so weak. I don't like that, but that's the official way it's pronounced in the game. But I just had to give my 2 cents on that real quick.
You know what? I will say this for all the Zelda fans out there. Earlier this year, actually, when the Switch 2 came out, they did like the Zelda Note app or whatever. And you could like find places in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, and like you'd hear Princess Zelda talk about it. There were so many wild pronunciations there. Like, have you played Link's Awakening?
The remake, or because I've played the remake. I haven't played
Any of them? Yeah.
Any
so
of- yeah,
so the
yes, I
main
played the
village.
remake, obviously.
What would you call that main village? Mabe. How would you pronounce that?
Maeb. You said?
Mabe.
I would say that's Mabe. I'm guessing that's not how it's pronounced.
It was like Mabe. And I was like,
Okay.
what? Mabe?
I like that. It's not what I expected, but I like the sound of that.
That's not right. It's not right. I hate it. And I was like, I will definitely never call it Mabe Village. There's no Mabe about that. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue here. So 8 questions. So we went to the limit, but I mean we know that we could have got that a little bit sooner. Okay, let's go.
All right, I got my next area queued up for you. Let me know when you're ready to go.
Does this area take place in a game? Is this area in a game that was released before 2001?
No.
Okay. Is this area from a game released on a handheld console?
Oh, that's a good question. No.
Okay. Is this area from a Retro Studios developed game?
It is.
Okay. So, one of the Metroid Prime games. What 3 questions so far?
Yes.
Is this area from one of the games from the original Metroid Prime trilogy?
Yes.
Okay. Is this area from Metroid Prime 2?
No.
Okay, is this area from Metroid Prime Corruption?
Yes.
Okay, so what am I at? 6 questions? I wanna push it to 10. I wanna see if I can get to 10.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I have less questions than there are areas, actually, so this is kind of exciting.
Yeah, I was about to say, you have a guaranteed winner on your hand right here.
No, I don't think, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kind of areas in the game.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's a lot more than I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that should be like a dead giveaway of what at least one of the areas is. Spoiler alert.
So I mean, I feel like that's a clue. It's I'm gonna use my guessing here and say, based on your answer, I think it's unlikely that it's the Olympus. and I think that it's probably more unlikely that it's Norian, and I don't think FaZe or GFS Valhalla. Does this planet, or this area rather, have a Leviathan seed that crashed from space and landed on the planet?
It did.
What am I at? 7 questions?
That's a very specific question, but a very good one.
Well, I was like, I don't want you to try and pull any trickery on me and tell me FaZe has a Leviathan seed, because I know it does, but it's not the same.
Right.
Okay, so what do I have 3 guesses left or 2?
I think you have 3 guesses. Yeah, because you had 6 before. So.
Okay, damn, because I got 3 areas to choose from.
Yeah, guaranteed win, like I said.
Okay. You know what? Whatever. If I know Doom, I'm going to guess: is this the pirate homeworld?
This is not the pirate homeworld.
Okay. Is this Brio?
This is not Brio. You got 1 guess left, Andy. Go for gold.
Is this Skytown, Elysia?
It is Skytown,
yes!
Elysia.
Pushing it to the absolute limit, but we got there. I wish I wasn't sweating, but I was. If we had 16 questions, I would have asked some more kind of oddball ones, I think. But
right.
Yeah, a great pick, a great area for you. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. Andy, does this area appear in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond?
No.
Okay, I was like, I wanted to go for the half court right at the beginning. You know me.
I got to tell you something, actually. Okay, say quick side story here. Okay, so sorry, I'm sinking in a lot of Zelda here today, but we had a daily debate, which is basically the equivalent of a Metroid Musing over on Zelda Dungeon, and it was like, has Nintendo forgotten how to tell a good story? And specifically cited Age of Imprisonment and Metroid Prime 4. And there is this dude, God bless him. I respect this guy. He was like, I thought Samus was handled excellently. I don't understand all the hate for Metroid Prime 4. It was masterful storytelling, and the emotional connection that you built up was so great. I don't think it was this guy was just like gushing about the story. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even arguing with you, dude. Like that's great.
I'm glad he's happy. I certainly don't agree with that, but you know what? I'd rather you be happy than not be happy.
So there are people out there, you know, that really enjoyed Metroid Prime 4's story. Not me.
And people who enjoyed that portrayal of Samus, which is also not me.
Some people voted for tariffs, also not me.
Yeah, many people are saying this.
Yeah, many people.
Okay, so Metroid Prime 4 out the door on this round of Guess That Metroid Area.
Get out of here.
9 questions remaining. Does this area appear in a 2D title?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. So Metroid Prime in general out the window. Other M is out the window. So we are focusing on 2D games. Does this area appear before 2001?
It does.
Okay. And I should clarify, when I say before 2001, are we including the year 2001 in that, or are we not including the year 2001?
I mean, it doesn't matter. There was no Metroid games released in 2001.
Oh yeah, that is true. You're right.
Yeah. That's why I picked
true.
2001.
That's actually a really great idea. Okay, so all right. Well, we already agreed we're not counting Metroid 2 today. So
oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm in big trouble. Okay.
So yeah. Okay, so
ugh.
All right. Does this area appear exclusively in Super Metroid?
No.
Okay, so we got some dual citizenship going on in here.
Yes, we
okay.
do.
All right. So what do we got here? And That could also mean, so we know the area is not from Zero Mission, but the question I asked was, does this area appear exclusively in Super Metroid? So theoretically, it could also, it's not necessarily my guess, it could theoretically be Crateria as well. Even though that's not in Nestroid, that did technically appear in Zero Mission, and that would allow you to still
As did
answer that
Ridley,
question.
as did Kraid. Yep.
So yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to look at all the areas that are on the table right now. So we got Brinstar, obviously.
Yep.
We got Crateria.
Yep.
We got Norfair.
Torian.
Let's see. Yeah, Torian. Ridcrade. Yeah, so that's 7 areas right there. Or excuse me, 6 areas. I can math.
You do have 6 questions left, so it's
Yeah.
we're gonna have to work hard to create the drama here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think the only areas that rules out is series and wreck ship. I think all the other areas are still on the table actually.
Meridia is gone as well.
Yeah, you're right, Meridia. That is true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, my favorite. All right.
I love Meridia. Great area. Lots of people are saying it.
Did this area appear in Nestroid?
Yes.
Okay. Take care of all that. Okay, so it's shared between these 2 games. So that means we got Norfair, we got Brinstar, we got Torian. Am I missing something? I don't know. Is it Brinstar?
No, it is not
It's
Brinstar.
not. Okay.
You will only have 4 questions left.
Okay. It'd be really funny if it was Norfair again. I don't think it's going to be that. Is this Torian?
No.
It's not Torian.
No, it's not.
I'm almost wondering if I'm missing an area now, because I don't think you'd pull a double Norfair like that, even though that would be really funny. Let's see.
I will say, I made my list earlier before we started the show.
Okay, all right, and we're still going
worth.
with that list.
Yeah.
So
changes.
if this area appeared in Nestroid, let's see what we got here. So in Nestroid, we got Brinstar, which we've ruled out. Kraid and Ridley do not reappear in Super Metroid; those reappear in Zero Mission, and we've ruled those out.
Yes.
Obviously, Norfair is on the board. We've ruled out Tori. It's got to be Norfair.
I think
Is it
your
Norfair?
next question should be, did we guess this area in a remake of this game earlier? Because if that's your question, the answer is yes.
Is it Norfair?
It is Norfair.
That's amazing. Oh my god.
Well, I was like, okay, Doom knows me. He knows if I pick an area from Nestroid, it's probably going to be Ridley. So I gotta switch it up a little bit, you know. Didn't switch it up that much, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Are you ready? You got an area for me?
Got it. Let's go.
I'm gonna go back to the old faithful here. Is this from a 2D Metroid game?
It is.
It is. Oh, okay. Let's put some distance in, but let's make this a little bit more spicy though. Is this from a Metroid game released after the year of our Lord 2003?
After 2003, no.
Okay, so we've got Metroid Fusion, we've got Super Metroid, we've got Nestroid on the table. Does this area appear in more than one Metroid game?
No.
Okay, so every single area from Nestroid is ruled out, if I'm not mistaken. Every single one appears in another game.
You are correct, yes.
Even though we know it's not from Zero Mission, so that's okay. We do have the wreck ship, and we do have Sarah's Space Colony, and we do have Meridia from Super Metroid, but I'm gonna guess that you picked a Metroid Fusion area. So Doom, is this area for Metroid Fusion?
It is from Metroid Fusion.
Okay.
6 questions remaining.
6 questions remaining. However, there are multiple sectors in this game, so I can't just
6,
go.
in fact, as well as the main deck.
Yeah, there's more sectors than questions.
Yeah, which really only one. So I got faith in you. I think you're gonna get this.
What is my question going to be? Does this area, how do I ask this question? Is this area primarily associated with an element like fire, water, or ice?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, that was a good question because we have nailed
That
it
was a
down
really good one.
significantly. Okay.
All right. You got 5 questions left.
5 questions left. Okay. What do I want to ask, Doom? What do I want to ask?
I know it's tough thinking of like interesting questions to ask, right?
Is there a are there the remains of a sea monster that you stumble across in this area?
No, there's not.
Okay, so no Ceres bones to be found. I'm looking at the screenshot on OmegaMetro.com, man. That's such a great screen when you see the Ceres bones.
Love the sprite work on that.
Is there a countdown that takes place in this area? As in, like, there's a timer and you have to get to somewhere before the timer goes out. Your hesitation already tells me my answer.
Yeah. You immediately know what area it is.
Is it Sector 5?
I'm just gonna say yes. It is Sector 5.
Okay,
yeah.
there we go.
I had to think about that. I'm like, wait a minute. Does that? Is the timer? I know the escape starts in Sector 5. Does the timer start? And I was like, yeah, it does.
Well, I was like the big thing I associate with Sector 3 is like emergency, like over and over and over again. So like, if you had to think about it, I'm like, it's not Sector 3. It's definitely not Sector 3.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that at the second I paused, I was just like, man, that was actually low key like a brilliant question just for like the mental mind game. You got me there.
I'm playing chess here, not checkers. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we'll wrap up. It's my turn. So I've got an area. Let's go.
Okay. Andy, is this area from a Metroid spin-off title?
No, it is not.
No spin-offs. We're still doing the main.
It very nearly was, though. That's a great question. I was debating between two of my areas. Great question.
Okay, gotcha. Let's see. I might have to ask that again next time. Then we'll see.
Yeah.
This is a main area. Is this a Metroid? No, actually, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Does this area appear in a 2D game?
It does not.
No. Okay. Does this area appear in Metroid Other M?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so we're looking at primes 1 through 4.
Like, side question, but you asked me, like, is it from a Metroid spin-off? Like, we didn't really define that either. Like, I guess, like, you'd think, like, Federation Force Hunters, like, pinball, but, like, pinball doesn't have areas.
That's
exact.
Yeah.
Like, those are, like, important to the story kind of games, though. Like, you almost can't even call them spin-offs at this point. They're not good, but...
I would say, not really. I mean, Federation Force has, like, the post-credit scene that plays into 4, but like you don't need to play that.
You know what? You're right. They didn't do a damn thing with that in Metroid Prime 4, so it truly is a spin-off. Okay, I stand corrected.
Even if that is true. They didn't do a damn thing, but even if they did, like you don't need to see the post-credits of Federation
that's
Force
fair.
that's fair. And then Hunters is like a pretty standalone story that just happens to introduce Silex, where we don't really learn that much more about him in 4 than we did in Hunters. So
God bless the guy who loves that story, though, man. I'm so happy for you. I wish I was you. Okay, 7 questions remain, Doom. Can you do it? Something tells me you can.
Okay, so yeah, we're dealing with Metroid Primes 1 through 4. And actually I should ask, since because I would count Pinball as a spin-off, are we going to account those Prime 1 adjacent areas in that question as well?
What do you mean, sorry?
So Pinball, the pinball tables are based off of some of the areas from Prime 1. When I asked, does this area appear in any Metroid spin-off, did you also factor in the pinball tables from Metroid Prime Pinball?
I didn't.
Okay.
I'm just like, whatever. It's Artifact Temple or it's...
I think that's fair game. I think it's fair game.
Yeah, good to define, though. Good to define.
Yeah. Let's see. Does this area appear in the original Metroid Prime trilogy?
Good question. No, it does not.
Okay.
You've caught me.
So Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I had a feeling, but I was like, I need to ask the right question to really narrow that down.
So 6 areas remain, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 areas actually. So we have a little bit of work to do. A little bit of work to narrow it down.
Okay. And how many questions do I have left? Like 5, 6?
You've got 6 questions left and 7 areas to guess from.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you feel the pressure?
Maybe we'll see. Not feeling it yet, but you know, there's
Okay.
always room to fumble on the Omega Metroid podcast. Is this God, do you collect a great teleporter
God.
key in this area?
Oh. No.
You don't? Okay, well, okay, all right. If I wasn't feeling the pressure I'm definitely not feeling it anymore.
No, that was a good question. I thought you were gonna ask if you collect something else in this area.
Okay. All right, so that leaves 3 areas. So we got Soul Valley, we got the Chrono Tower, and we got UTO Research Facility. I don't know. I could just start listing off the areas at this point, but again, I want to play with my food a little bit. I want to think of like a fun question to ask. Does this area involve the collection of green energy crystals?
Yes. Now hold on. Okay, hold on. Because this could also be Fury Green, okay? Because there is a singular crystal there.
That is true, but you do also collect a teleporter key in Fury Green.
That's not important right now.
Well, I guess technically, if you want to get really technical with it, you collect it in an alternate dimension that you access from Fury Green if you want to be super technical with it. But
you could do that.
Yes. I'm done playing with my food. Is it Soul Valley?
It's Soul Valley. It's Soul Valley, by God. All right. I'm ready. You know what? Let's do... Do you think I could do it in 6 questions? These would have to be really good questions.
Okay.
6 might be ridiculous. Like, let's...
I don't know.
Try it.
6 is gonna be fusion mode.
I'll tell you what. Let's do 6, and maybe like if it's just a complete, we're not even close. We'll do 8. You know what? You tell me. Like if you want to show mercy, you can. But if after 6 I don't have it, that's it. And these will be our last 2.
I say for funsies, let's try to go 6. But like if we can't do that, then we'll extend it to 10. I think that's fair.
If one of us can get, I say 8 at most. I think if one of us can get this done in 6, that just gives us bragging rights as the superior area guesser over the other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. I am ready to do this. Okay. Is this area from a game in the Metroid Prime series?
No.
No. Okay. Is this area from a Mercury Steam Metroid developed game?
Yes.
Okay, so Samus.
Really good questions off the bat.
Is this area from Samus Returns?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. Think. What is going to really nail down some of these areas? Sorry, I'm going to talk this through to myself.
That's fair. Absolutely. Take your time.
I want to check out Area 4 for a quick second. Because I'm going to ask you what types of Metroids you fight in this area, but I have to be sure about my questions.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna check the guide as well.
I want to...
Because I don't fully know those answers off the top of my head.
Huh. Okay, and I've asked 3 questions so far, right?
Yes, you asked Metroid Prime, you asked Mercury Steam, and you asked Samus Returns.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking about one more question, and then I will pull the trigger here. I want to decide which one I'm gonna go with. Do you fight a Gamma Metroid in this area?
Yes.
Okay, so Area 5, Area 4, Area 3, and Area 2 are on the table. And I've got 2 questions left, right?
Yes. If we want to get to 6, yes.
If we want to get to 6, I think I can do it.
You're definitely gonna get to 10 no matter what, so don't let the pressure get to you too much.
Okay, so I really only have one question left because my last question has to be a definitive, is it this area? And I can certainly rule out one of the areas to give myself a 33% chance, but I want to see if there's anything that will rule out both. And I think there is, Doom. I think there is. And then it's in God's hands after that. Do you also fight a Zeta Metroid in this area?
No.
Okay.
Good. That was a great question.
So, we are between Area 2 and we are between Area 3. Something tells me that, knowing my opponent here, that there is more questions to identify Area 2 because it's probably the more familiar area. It has Arachnus. So I'm going to get, is it Area 3?
Andy Spiteri.
Oh, let's
6
go!
questions.
Yes!
Area 3.
Wow!
With the 3-pointer at the buzzer beater.
Boom!
He nails it.
Oh, yeah! How do you like that? Boom! Oh, I feel...
That's what we call showtime
pumped.
right there.
I'm flying high right now. I'm flying real high. That felt good. That felt good. That was tough.
That was phenomenal. That was phenomenal, dude. Great job.
Thank you. Shout out to the Omega Metroid Samus Returns guide, because I was like, how in the name of God am I going to narrow this down? Also, that was a pretty lucky guessing though, with the 2D and with the Mercury Steam. So a little bit of luck there.
That was, if we were playing poker, that would be a god tier hand that you just pulled right there.
Yeah. Okay, Doom, this is our last one. We're going to give you the chance to tie or beat 6 questions. Are you ready? I've got my area and I'm committed to it.
Yes, the pressure is definitely on for me now. I don't know how I'm going to top that buzzer beater. That was spectacular.
That was something, wasn't it?
All right. Andy, is this area in a Metroid spin-off title?
No.
Dang it. Oh, I thought it was...
That's a good question to ask, because you did rule out 2 games immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I know last time you said you were debating on picking it, so I was like, oh, I wonder if he's going to do it this time. That'd be a really... Oh, well. Let's see. So I got 5 questions left. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. Let's see. Is this area in a 3D, a three-dimensional Metroid game?
No.
Okay. So 2 dimensions only, mainline titles only.
So it
and
could be
4
from
guesses
Metroid,
remaining.
Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, Zero Mission, Samus Returns, or Metroid Dread.
Including remakes, does this area appear more than once?
No.
Okay. Okay, so we cleared a lot off the board.
That's a
there.
great question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got we got everything from Fusion, we got everything from Dread,
Yeah.
and then from Super Metroid we got Meridia, Sarah Space Colony, and Wreck Ship.
Don't forget some Zero Mission stuff too.
That is correct. There is Chozodia from Zero Mission.
Well, Chozodia does appear. Or sorry, Chozodia, not Criteria. Sorry, I was gonna say that one. I was thinking Criteria. Sorry.
Yeah. Criteria does appear more than once.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we got. So yeah. Does this area appear in a Mercury Steam title? I think I have one question left after this. Or do I have two?
Oh God. I don't know if that was your third or fourth, or if that was your fourth or fifth question. You know, whatever.
So I asked spin-off.
Spin-off, which was no.
I asked
3D,
three-dimensional title,
which was no. Oh, and the remake question, right?
Yes.
Is that your next question?
I asked, does this area appear? I said, including remakes, does it appear in more than one Metroid title? And you said no.
Right. So this is your fourth question that you're about to ask. Is that right?
Okay. So yes. Okay. So I have more questions.
You're doing well. You're in a position to nail this.
I could have sworn I had less than that, but
I also might have not been counting. So.
Yeah, I could have sworn if I did. Feel free to yell at me in the comments if I.
If you get it in 7 questions, that's still really impressive. Okay.
All right. Okay. So we got Chozodia, Meridia, Wrecked Ship. I'm just gonna ask: is this in a Mercury Steam game?
Did you already ask that, or is this what we were debating?
No. I asked.
You did ask that.
I asked.
You did ask if it was a Mercury Steam game already. That was the question.
I did.
You asked. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we were talking about just Metroid, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, Zero Mission. Oh my God, I'm confused now. It is not in a Mercury Steam game though. Just
okay. Okay, gotcha. So 2 questions remaining. That's convenient that I just re-asked the same question and completely forgot.
People are like losing their minds, being like, these guys are literally recording this in real time. They have no idea what they just asked. They have no idea how many questions there are. I try to write down when you ask a question, but I sometimes forget. So 2 questions remaining. You know what? Whatever.
How did he forget 30? How did he forget 30 seconds ago? How high are these people? You'll never know. So we got 2 questions remaining.
2 questions.
But we've also narrowed it down to like a really small handful of areas. So the pressure's on, but I'm feeling good about this.
You got every area in play in Metroid Fusion.
I forgot about Fusion. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude. So so you've got areas from Super, Fusion, Zero Mission, and that's it actually. So like
I feel like the smart play I got to work out with this in real time. So I got 2 questions. Is it, the Fusion, I'm not going to lie, the Fusion does kind of put a bit of a dampener on that. Because I feel like the next question I have to ask if it's in Metroid Fusion, and that's going to determine. And then either way, it's going to be a Hail Mary after that. If it's from Fusion, I just have to do a Hail Mary in Fusion's direction. And if it's not, then I have like 4 stages between Zero Mission and Super that didn't reappear.
Yeah, and you know what? Those aren't bad odds, because you got a 25% chance of getting it.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the next question I have to ask is this area in Metroid Fusion?
It's your lucky day. No.
Okay, all right. So
So we have nailed it
I
down
got
to 4 areas.
there's 10
So Ceres,
tense.
Meridia, Wreck Ship, Chozodia.
Yeah,
one of the 4.
we got 4 seconds. We got 4 seconds left on the shot clock. They just passed it to LeBron. Pressure's on. Is this area Chozodia?
It is not. It is not Chozodia. It is
No reason
not.
today.
I'm sorry. I wanted it to be. Oh. Yeah, let's just keep going. Whatever. See if you could get it in 8.
Well, we got 3 areas left to go.
Is this area from Super Metroid?
Yeah. Yeah, just wild guess here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do I want to play with my food more, or do I want to just? Well, no, because yeah, all 3 of these areas.
I was gonna say all of them have a boss battle in them.
You knew exactly what I was gonna ask. I was like, yeah, all 3 of those areas have a boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really think of any interesting questions.
Do you get a suit upgrade in one of them, or is
Okay.
I can't. I don't know. Does the baby Metroid appear in one of these areas? I don't know.
Is one of these areas a controversial area that Andy Spiteri loves that Doom Crossing does not?
The answer to that is no.
Okay. So I think that rules out one area. Let's see. Does this area involve a Metroid hatchling?
The answer to that is also no.
Okay, well,
And thus,
I'm just gonna go on a whim and I'm just gonna take a guess and say, is this area by any chance called the Wreck Ship?
there it is, the Wreck Ship. You were like, that could have happened. Like that was a close one. I thought when you got the fusion question down, I was like, oh, he's gonna nail it. He's gonna nail it. That was good. All right. I know. It's there's a lot of pressure that goes into this. Okay, like and from both sides. For everyone listening, yelling at us for doing a bad job here, you got to know your stuff as an answerer to these questions, and you got to know your questions as an askee here. Okay.
And as we've seen from each other, you have to answer the question in a way. You have to like, keep your poker face on so that you don't accidentally give off any other unintended information that you didn't mean to.
Yeah. You have to know your opponent a little bit too. Like I think it would have been really easy to assume that like Andy's favorite Metroid game is Super Metroid. He's going to pull an area from Super Metroid. But is he going to not pull one from Super Metroid because he knows
exactly, yeah.
There's a lot that goes into this, okay? So people out there that are just like, "Oh my god, these guys suck." It's hard, okay? It's hard. That was really fun. We need to do this more often.
Was great.
Let's bring back characters. I think these shows are always so fun and like it's been a long time, and by God, it's just like positive vibes. So yeah, would love to do that. And you know what? Sometimes it's even better with 2 people guessing and one person having the answer as well. So maybe we'll bring in a guest for next time. All right, Doom. Anything else before we get out of here?
I'm still impressed with your Samus Returns buzzer beater.
I'm not gonna lie, so am I.
That's an Omega Metroid Hall of Fame moment. Like, frame that on the wall. That was beautiful.
That was pretty good. I'm like lucky, definitely lucky, but you know what? Sometimes you got to be good to be lucky, you know. So
exactly.
All right, everybody, we are going to get out of here. Let us know what you thought about this show. If you'd like to see this return with characters or areas or I don't know, something else, let us know. Join our Discord. There is lots and lots and lots of chatter going on. Has been since Metroid Prime 4 came out. Find it over on the invite link over on OmegaMetroid.com, which you should be checking out for your Metroid news, your Metroid guides, your Metroid maps, and anything else related to Metroid that you could possibly think of is over on OmegaMetroid.com. We do have a Patreon account, patreon.com/spnet, which I will say the latest episode of Middle Earth, the podcast, just came out. And if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, that is for you. But of course, if you're a Metroid fan, there's a tier for you. You've got the great Metroid Area ranking, ROM hack reviews, GUI plays Metroid. We're in the middle of playing Metroid 2 right now, so $4 gets you in the door, and you can enjoy a lot of extra Omega Metroid content. Give us a sub wherever you get your podcasts. Like, subscribe, recommend, review, and rate. Easy for me to say. Tell a Metroid fan in your life where they can get their weekly Metroid fix. Check out our YouTube page if you want to see these podcasts in video form. Watch me and Doom sweat as we try and figure these answers out. And lastly, we are over on Blue Sky at Omega Metroid, at Spiteri316, at Doominal Cross. Thank you all for listening. We will see you guys next week. Take care.